Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the tradingsyndicate.org. I'm JJ, and happy Friday, everyone. How's everyone doing? Hey, Michi, Travis, what's going on, fellas? Hey, Lonigan, happy Friday. Oh, hey, Mike, Nate. Well, first of all, thanks to everyone joining. Quick little warning, they are working on the internet in my building, so if I lose you guys, I'll just pop back on. But so far, so good. Okay. Hey, Petra, how are you? We still need to chat, you and me, when you have time, my good doctor, at your convenience. How's everybody this morning? We're once again creeping higher on this ES. No signs of a sell-off yet. Oh, you worked three 24-hour shifts? Oh, yay. I hope you get some rest this weekend. My girlfriend's on call, so I understand what that's like. I think she's on call all weekend, so healthcare industry, eh? Hey, Renee, how are you? Okay, so I suppose we should get to work. Do you hear me stalling? Uh, you know, all you doctors are trying to learn trading. Every doctor I know wants to be a trader, and every trader I know feels like they failed because they couldn't get into medical school. You know that, right? Like, I did 4 years of microbiology, and I had no chance in hell of getting into medical school. I did not have the brains nor the talent for it. It's weird. Every doctor wants to be a trader, and every trader wants to be a doctor. uh, all right. Okay, back to trading, I guess, huh? Hey Tim, how you doing? Welcome to the folks joining us on YouTube. So our overnight inventory is long, okay? And we are in this annoying uptrend. It's just getting worse and worse for the shorts. We really do need a liquidation, but I haven't seen any signs of one yet. Going into the weekend, this 64.28 and a half, that's my first upper target. And these blue zones that you're seeing, this is our cost basis that I drew this from was all the way down here, 56.75 to 57.54. We went twice profit, 4 times profit, and now we're in the 8 times profit zone. The top of which, believe it or not, is 68.64, and I really hope we don't get up there anytime soon. We really need a liquidation. The market will trade much better if we get some liquidation. So all of the inventory tonight, except for this tiny little chunk of it, is above yesterday's close. So inventory is long. We've already put in a new all-time high in the overnight, and now we're kind of liquidating down. So let's see if, as we get it to the London Open coming up in half an hour, let's see if we can get down and tag the close. That would be a normal thing to do, to try and correct inventory a little bit. So here we are, and it's been just short position on top of short position on top of short position. The structure in this market is just, it's absolutely horrible. It's like a giraffe walking backwards up a ladder. So when it does come apart, it's going to come apart like a cheap suit, but right now there's no reason for it to come apart, right? Mike, you're still a quant. They're just trying to lure you back to New York, and you don't want to go. You'll relent. Eventually, you'll relent. Unless somebody opens a quant firm in Oregon. Uh, okay, how are we going to trade this? Well, we're back inside yesterday's range. That's a good thing. We're right around yesterday's cost basis, right? Or value area and point of control and all that stuff. So we're basically just looking for back and forth trades. The balance I had was 11.5 to 14.5. And I've got VWAP at, we're just underneath VWAP now. Okay. So let's see if we can get to 11.5, which is down here. The thing is, do you see, like, this half-hour bar, this one, do you see how small they are? After that G period liquidation, the bars are smaller, and if you note, the lows are higher. So let's see if K period can take J, because this is a little market profile trick. If the current period cannot take out the previous period's low, oh, there it just did, right? It would rotate up. So, okay, we took the J low. Now let's see if we can get down and take the I low and the H low, right? And we're looking for 11.5 on the bottom, because I just drew the levels, and I want to see if they work. Hey, P Hunter, how you doing? There's 11.5. Do we catch a bid at 11.5? Now, what does it mean when I say catch a bid? When I say catch a bid, it means if you looked at 11.5 and you thought of it as, you thought of this as like a glass door, and you were selling product, and you look through that glass door and you see a bunch of buyers lined up here. You're going to try and raise price, so when you open that door, they're going to come in and pay higher. Now, if you see the buyers going to their cars in the parking lot, you're going to follow them, and that's when that level breaks, right? Does that help you guys visualize what's going on at that level? Right? If the sellers see buyers, like they are right now, we looked through the glass door at 11.5 and went, oh, there's people lined up there. Let's see if we can get them to pay 12. And for a brief moment they did. Now let's see, okay, they don't want to pay 12. Let's see if they pay 11.75. There's 11.5 again. We're at the door again. And they're kind of waffling, right? And the sellers are starting to get a little antsy, right? So when the sellers get antsy, they lower price because they want to get rid of their inventory. Patrick, you really want to quit? You guys, you guys do so much good. I know medical professionals are underappreciated these days. Okay, so now we're chasing the buyers, right? See that offer, that red line that moves with the green line, it's moving lower, right? So let's see what happens here. 15 years, yeah. It's a lot of late nights, and I get it. When I was growing up in the 70s and 80s, all my aunts and uncles were doctors, and it seemed so glamorous. Hey, John, what's going on? So we're just watching the action around 11 and a half. It's kind of like watching paint dry. Now, if we accept, I would say, if we can take out, you see this low here at 10 and a half? If we can take that out, we can get down here to 8. It's starting to now look like a look below and fail of 11 and a half, but you got to give it more time. I got your message yesterday. I'm glad that you had a revelation. So right now, John, we're looking to see if supply is running out under 11 and a half. If supply is running out under 11 and a half, we'll take a long. If not, we just sit. Now, this is the worst kind of look below and fail because it's farting around at the level that we're looking at, right? And when the market does this, what does it mean? It means business is slow. The sell order that took us down and hit this 10 level, right? The sell order that took us down here is complete, but the buyers are coming in very, very slowly, right? So if it starts accepting back over 11 and a half, then I know that the sell orders that took the market underneath are completed. This is the worst part about the ES market, is that it really trades like there's one set of orders. There's very little follow-through selling in this market. And when it does have follow-through selling, it kind of plays hard to get, right? Like right now. So sometimes you just got to sit and watch. And when you sit and watch and you're not in a trade, right? And you observe price action, right? You can actually absorb information because you're not tied to the outcome. There is a gap there, John, on my chart. It's not huge, it's like a tick. Right here? Now, I don't know if that's correct, if that's on anybody else's chart, or if that's my data. Because before you joined, right before the stream started, the technicians in my building are screwing around with some kind of UPS thing on the internet. It cut out, so I'm not sure if everyone else has it, but it's really it's the same on yours. Okay, thanks, VS. Okay, so all that happened was now, John, don't all that happened. So don't zone into this now, okay? All that happens is there were no orders at that level, so the market traded through it. That's all it means, right? Okay. So now it's starting to perk up above 11 and a half, right? So focus on this. That's 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 where the gold is, right? That's where the gold is. Watching that. See, it's just kind of going back and forth. So now you see the top of this candle. It's slow enough. I know this is really boring, but it's slow enough that you can see that there's a seller at 12, right? And it's right back down. Now let's see where they stop selling, right? So if you bought 11 and a half, 11 and 3/4, now you're underwater, you'd scratch the trade, okay? It's easy to get sucked into this, right? I trade too early and I always get sucked into that first move, right? So as soon as it gets under 11 and a half, I'm gone. I scratch, right? That way now I don't have to hold it at 10 and 3/4. When they're selling it at 10 and 3/4 and I'm long at 11 and a half, 11 and 3/4, there's no reason for me to be long, right? So let's see if we can break that G low. And I know this is insanely boring for people because they want to make money, but if you watch this, you'll actually start to figure out what's going on. And when you figure out what's going on, it's going to improve your trading. So you see they stop selling right here because they see buyers lined up underneath that G stop. And they're going to try and raise price, but they're going to sell into it again somewhere. So let's watch for that. So if you're short, right, say you think about that as a look above and fail, and say you're short, I don't know, 11, 11 and a quarter, you can use 11 and a half or the top of that candle as your stop. And now we're breaking that G low, right? So the look above and fail is not working, right? So if you're short like 11, right, or 10 and a half, 10 and 3/4, your next target is going to be somewhere here at 8 and a half. So I would go and put in like a 9 bid and see if you can get filled, right? Now, I always like to front run these levels. So if my target is 8.5, I'll always try and buy it a little higher. Right? If I'm long and my target is like 13, I'll try and sell it at 12.5. Right? I never wait for the market to hit my target. Howard, are you with us this morning? Right? The look below and failed. Right? So short 10 3/4, 9 bid. Now, if I see that offer lifting, I'm going to move my bid up to 9 1/4. And I'm watching that offer, and if that offer starts moving up over 10, I'll scratch the trade. Okay, now front run it, Howard. Front run it. Buy it before, don't wait for 9. Right? If I say 9, you buy 9 1/4. Got it? Right? So if I tell you, good, if I tell you, right, that I'm a buyer at 9, you jump ahead of me. That's how trading works. Right? You jump ahead of me. Don't worry about a tick or two. I want you to get used to being sneaky, right? Yeah, I did take the short, John. I was going to take the long here, right? I was going to take the long, but I held back, right? And I said this is usually where I take the long, get stopped out, right? So then I shorted it and then just covered down here, right? When I was telling Howard to cover, right? So that was a good short, Howard. That was good, and you front ran the target. See, that's how it works. Like when you're on a trade desk and you and I are sitting next to each other and I said I'm buying 5, you'll go buy 510. Right? Right? Or if you're selling a certain level, right? You're always going to front run the guy next to you. You got to. Especially if they've got a size order, right? That's why when you get in the old days when your client would call in with a phone order, right? You'd go under your desk so nobody could hear what the client said, right? Now, we're getting some bids at 9.5. Let's see if we break that. Notice how long it's taking for this thing to sell off. It feels like forever. There we go. Right? Now, Howard, I know what you're thinking. Right? It's going lower and I covered too early. You didn't. You practiced good business discipline. Right? Always front run your target. If your target's 9, sell it at 8.5. Right? Always do that. If there's a buyer there, man, hit it. Right? Pretend that inventory is burning your hand. Okay? And you got to take that inventory and turn it back into cash. Once you get more comfortable with order flow, then you can start holding trades a little longer because you'll be able to see the subtlety of it. But at first, you've got to get in there like a thief in the night, right? You know, it's like those cheesy pirate movies with what's his name? Um, Johnny, what's his name? Right? What's their motto? Take what you can and give nothing back, right? That's it. Take what you can and give nothing back. You gotta have that pirate mentality when you're trading, right? Gotta have that pirate mentality. You gotta be like a thief. We are uninvited guests, right? Please spell check, right? We are day traders. We are uninvited guests in this business. Hey, Mert, how you doing? Right? So we just have to pilfer what we can, steal a little here, steal a little there. Hopefully they don't notice. Uh, oh my goodness. Welcome to the slowest liquidation in history. It's just like, who wants a contract? It just tells you how slow business is. Yes, it is, John. I know Hulk Hogan passed away. Crazy. I know Ozzy Osbourne, Hulk Hogan, and Theo Huxtable, and Chuck Mangione. It's a bad week for us Gen Xers. Okay. See, Howard, you caught a chunk of that move, right? You didn't catch the whole move. And if you start getting used to that, getting a piece of the move, right? So pretend like you go and you're having pizza with your friends. You don't eat the whole pizza, right? You just take a couple of pieces, right? Right. I mean, growing up, we had this buddy. His name was Morris, and he was like 6'5" and like 450 pounds and like solid muscle. And you didn't want to go eating with him because he'd always be, I'll just have a couple of pieces. And the next thing you know, the pizza's gone, right? It was like a freak of nature. But you didn't want to go eat pizza with him because you had to order like 3 or 4 pizzas. uh, famous last words. I'll just have a couple of pieces. Yeah, no. All right, here comes London. Let's take out that K low and let's see if we can get down to the close. That's my real target. Now we're in the middle of this red range. So I took a little scalp on the short side. Now I'm waiting for my next setup. My next setup, it'll be a look below and fail of 5.5 or a test of the overnight low. But because the market is so slow right now, I'm really not inclined to trade in the middle, right? But I will say this: if the market comes down to the middle of this discount range and can't get any lower, it will rotate back up to 11 and a half. Right? But all of the inventory from yesterday's point of control, and all of that stuff is above us. So I would try and be patient and see if we get one of these. Let me just get rid of the standard deviations in VWAP here. One sec. Last stop before the close. There we go. Let's see if we can tag the close. Now there should be some buy orders at that close. I'd be surprised if there aren't. Well, tagged it. Don't try and buy it now. Wait till it breaks the overnight low. Wait for that 5.5 to get broken. Right? Let the large traders work this level out, and then it'll set us up for our next trade. Dang it. Oh, I hate when they do that. Okay, they front ran the close. I didn't go long because I was telling everybody to wait. You miss trades every once in a while. Come on, sell into it. Hey, P Hunter, well done. Nice trade. Have a good night. Get some rest. Enjoy your weekend. Now, what did I miss? What I like to do is after a move happens, what did I miss on that move? Right? So I was short here, right? And I covered too early. What I missed was this. I missed the offer continuously moving lower, which would have allowed me to stay in the trade. So Howard, this doesn't, when I do this, Howard, it doesn't mean, oh, you shouldn't feel bad. But you can always go back and dissect a trade and see, what did I miss? What could I have done better? Right? I always find that helpful. Right? Because if you're aware of it, the next time you might be able to hold it a little longer. Right? Well, this would have been difficult here because these candles caused me a little distress, right? So that's a discipline thing on my part. These candles here, but if after the fact, of course, is easier to tell, is to say, but because the offer didn't break that level, you could stay short. You see? As long as that offer is moving lower and lower and lower, right? It now the execution part of it is not easy, right? But being aware of it helps you build your experience, right? Exactly, Mr. M, and welcome to the room. So, as long as that offer is moving lower, you can stay in the trade. Now, it's easier said than done. And it's something that you may want to practice, right? You know, you might want to practice that. It's great to take profits when you first start trading because what that does is it builds your confidence a bit and it's not so disheartening. You make 50 bucks, 25 bucks, at least you're making something, right? But see how the offer's lifting above there now? Hang on. See how it's lifting above these lines? When it wasn't doing that, the trend is down, right? Now it's lifting higher, so you know that you should cover. Like say you were short and you didn't cover, you were waiting for a break. When you see the offer lifting now and taking out old selling levels, right, that can help you. So that's what I like to do. You can dissect a trade and analyze a trade, and it will really help in your future trades. Where am I drawing the lines from? Good question. So, John, I'm drawing the lines from the top of these candles. Watch. There, there, right? There. Are you talking about these lines? Like, can you see now, John? So, yeah, can you see them? Are you watching my screen? Do you see these white ones? I just drew them out. Are you like watching on a cell phone? Is it kind of hard to see? So what I'm talking about, let me just erase them and do them again. I'll make this bigger, okay? Hang on a sec. Don't worry about the John, just pay attention. Don't worry about the candles. Look at the top of this candle. Look at the line that I'm drawing and focus on this, right? Watch. You see that line? You see the top of the candle? That's all you got to focus on, brother. Just focus on the top of the candle. Don't worry about the color of it, just the top of it. And do you see how when the market rebounded and came here, where they sold again, right? Which helps you if you were long at 6, you know that there's going to be sellers on the way up because there's going to be inventory on the shelves. So when you get up there, you could sell. When you're shorting, what I was trying to say is when I was short under 11, when I saw those 3 tops, I should have stayed short. Then the offer moved lower and lower and lower and lower, right? That's what it is. Don't worry about the candle color. Don't worry about wicks or twicks or any of that crap. Just look at the top of the candle. Doesn't matter what the structure of the candle is. The top of the candle are where sellers initiate. How do I know this? Because I've been a seller my whole life. I create the top of those candles. When it lifts and takes out the prior candles, it means those sell orders are completed. And it means that the sellers don't have to sell down here because people are willing to pay this. So why would you sell 7 if you can sucker people into paying 9? Is that clear? Now, once you get good at this and you spend enough time watching this, you'll be able to scalp within a zone and not at the edges of it. We start by trading at the edges of the zone. As we build experience, you'll see like really talented scalpers. They would have scalped long this way, and then they would have turned around and saw the seller there and scalped short this way. Right? Very quick traders, very fast scalpers. Like I had a buddy of mine, William, he could do that. He would just sit there and boom, he'd take that. He'd like see that that candle didn't take that low. He'd buy that, boom, sell it, and then turn around and short it. Right? But this guy, you know, he was like really, really quick. And he spent like a decade learning how to do it. Right? Nice work, Moran. Well done. So 5.5 worked as a level. We actually tagged it here. We we just stopped short, Mr. M. That's called front running, right? So what happened was traders who were waiting at the overnight low to break, they jumped ahead and started grabbing the inventory. And now they're pushing price back up. I would be a little bit patient and see if we break this overnight low. A trade I would love is a look below and fail of 5, or a look below and fail of the overnight low. That would be nice. Oh, I think it's because you are market ordering out, Chard. Close might be the flatten button, which means that you're getting market ordered out. There is a better way. So, for example, and this is how professional traders trade. Say I bought 6406, okay? Right? Just as an example. And I know that there's a seller at 7, right? Go put your sell order. Oh, sorry. If say I bought 6 and I know there's a seller at 7.5, go put your sell order at 7.25. So when the market goes up, you get taken out of your trade. So here's the execution sequence chart, Richard. You put in your buy order, right, and you put in your stop. When your buy order gets executed, right, it'll say long, blah blah blah, long at 64.10. So as soon as you're long, you go put in your sell order. So when the market goes up, it takes out your sell order. Does that make sense? So here's the sequence again. Buy, stop. As soon as it's executed, go put in the sell order. Right? And you know what you need to do? You need to practice that 1,000 times. Buy, stop, executed, sell. Buy, stop, executed, sell. So it becomes like second nature. So you can do it with your eyes closed instead of fumbling around, right? And don't worry, we all fumble around, right? You can always hit sell bid. If it does not take your sell order, hit sell bid. You'll get a better price. Or physically click on the DOM and move your sell order down. I don't know what a sweep is, Buck. Look below and fail is very simple, okay? What it means is the sell orders that took the market under a level are completed, right? So the sell orders are completed, which means the sellers don't have to sell under 5.5 anymore. So you go and you buy above 5.5, you put your stop underneath, and then you sell at the next level. So I don't know what this sweep is. I've heard of you guys saying sweep, and I have no idea what that means. It's like a retail trading term that I've never used. But it's really simple, right? The look below and fail is based on the fact that we ran out of supply under a certain level. It's like you're trying to buy a certain product, right? And it's usually $5 and it goes on sale because they have too much supply. So they put it on sale for 4. But that sale only lasts for like half an hour. And then the price is back up over 5. You get it? It's insanely simple. Oh, you mean when they sweep the book in different like if you sweep Arca and Instanet, well back in the old days, right? Is that what they're talking about, Mike? But retail doesn't do that. Why are they even talking about that? Yeah, don't even worry about that, you guys. You guys aren't making markets, so don't even worry about sweeping. Okay. It's like sweep. What the hell are you guys sweeping? I don't see a broom. Okay. Yeah, don't worry about that stuff, guys. Okay, just focus, right? Yeah, it's like when you take every book, right? Oh, retail is yeah, like they can watch out for that. No, good God. Why don't they get them to watch for aliens too, right? They have just as better luck. Oh my God. Some of this stuff you hear, these poor people getting told all sorts of misinformation. Oh, oh, okay. Thanks for clearing that up. No, keep the sweeping to dust bunnies. Don't worry about all that stuff. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to sit here and collect contracts as they sell into this. We haven't taken the overnight low yet. I'm hoping that we do before this session is open. So does that help you, Richard? So practice inputting your orders over and over and over again so you get really, really familiar with your software. Right? Just like you know how kids when they play video games, You know, they can play those video games with their eyes closed. Same sort of deal. Oh. So we're just waiting for that overnight low to get. I want to see what's lurking underneath that. Watch, we're going to end up getting a poor low. Watch. That's a poor low. That's a poor low. Let's see if it holds. Yeah, but you got to remember, Mike, their position's never going to be bigger than the size showing on the best bid. But thanks for the that's good advice for them. That's good advice. Right. We don't want them looking at the order book. So, what we're doing now, but that's good advice. What we're doing now is we're waiting to see if we can go take this out and come back up over it. If we leave a poor low, do you guys remember yesterday? Dun dun dun. We have a poor low from yesterday, folks. Right? There's buying competition here. There's buying competition here so far. If that doesn't break, we will rotate up. Now, Howard, this is where they get you. Because the price action is so slow, it might just kind of go back and forth like this for a while before it does that, right? Which will cause a bunch of people to short it, right? Buying a poor low. So let's say we buy this, right? Let's go and buy it right now. So I'm going long 5 3/4, a 5.5 bid, right? So I'm long 5 3/4. I'm bid 5.5. And where's my risk? My risk is 4 1/4, right? Because if it takes out that low, right, I don't really need to spend much. If I want to be a big spender, I can move my stop down to 4, right? So I'm long. I'm long 2 at 64.0563, right? Because it's 2 contracts. And my stop is at 4 if I'm a big spender, right? And if it breaks that, oh, there's a double bottom, right? But that's why I like to wait, right? That's why I like to wait for that. So let's see now if we get the buying, because now we went and we knocked on the door. Let's see who comes in. Let's see who comes in Walmart now. I like to let the large traders work this out. I'd be more happy to buy it over the close. Then what we've done is we've cleared out all the suckers here, right? And you don't have to be first, but you let these people cushion the blow and then you take the trade. But, I'm long, I'm long and my stop is just here at 4. And where's my target? Now that I'm long, right, I better go put a target in. 6.5 is the close, right? Hey, Cisco, what's up? Aloha. You're in Hawaii, right? So we got, this should be, you gotta make some money, then go have some Loco Moco for me, right? Let's see if we can get up past the close. There's gonna be sellers at 6 and 7. So I sold one contract at 6.5. I'll put one out at 6 3/4. It's not the greatest trade in the world. But if you were holding it, you could see that there are sellers here and here, right? Just so you're aware of your circumstances, right? Now let's see, Howard, if we get a rip. So that is a poor low. That's a double bottom, right? Market profile folks say that you need 2 ticks of excess to have a proper low. A poor low means that there's buyers competing for product and they front run and push price up. I should have knocked both of those out at 6.5. Let's see if we can get it back up over 6. Come on. Move, move, move. There we go. We get a print at 6, 6 1/4. Oh, seller at 1/4. You just saw that, right? There's a seller at 6 1/4. I'm gonna get out of this because I know they're gonna. I just got a notice that they're gonna shut off my internet here. So I don't want to be hanging out in a trade. Ah, is the POC about to move down? Good question, Howard. Let's go take a look. The POC is 1,500 contracts up at 13 1/4. So we're gonna have to print 1,500 contracts or 1,600 contracts down here, right? So I'm flat. I just scratched it. Because as soon as I'm done this session, these guys are going to cut off my internet. Look at that. Steve's putting in Discord stuff from a boat. They must have internet on the boat. That's cool. So, folks, come visit us at the Trading Syndicate. We got a thing going on right now. It's only 19 bucks a month. It's almost free. Come join us for a month, and I promise we'll improve your trading life. Thank you so much for joining me. Oh, I don't care about the color of the candles at all, John. I just care about the top and the bottom of them. It's a good question. I would be just as happy if they were monochrome. Honestly, and don't take this the wrong way, folks, and I don't mean any disrespect, I think the candle chart gives you so much information that people don't talk about. They talk about everything else that isn't important. But the candles tell you if the offer is moving lower, and it tells you where the sellers find buyers, right? The candles tell you so much that you don't even need to look at patterns or anything, right? So John, if you actually go back and you watch the videos that I've done and put out, you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay? Don't worry about the color of the candles. Not important at all. Okay? Thanks, everyone. We'll see you at 9 p.m. And those of you who are with us in the morning session, have a wonderful weekend. Trade safe out there, okay? Remember Fridays for holding on to the money that you made this week. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you in a few hours. Bye for now.